Welcome back to Weekly Retro Stuff, where we cover brief highlights of cool things going on in the retro communities across the internet, with new episodes coming out on Fridays. I'm also working on a new segment idea, and it's all about you. Yes, you. Don't look around. I'm talking to you. Want to showcase your stream or YouTube channel? Have a funny video you'd like to share? Or maybe you have a recent accomplishment or friend you want to shout out? Send your video submissions to weeklyretrostuff@gmail.com and maybe you could be featured in next week's video. I really just wanted to find a fun new way to get everybody involved that wants to be involved, since I can't possibly cover everything. You want to show people your pets or have a cool thing you'd like people to see, something you're working on at home, you have a hobby, something you just like people to know about you? This is your chance. So send me your submissions, but for now, let's just jump into this week's video. Super Mario Bros. 3 is iconic for so many reasons. From the introduction of World Map to adding tons of new power-ups. Nintendo essentially took the first Super Mario Bros. And improved on every single aspect. Like, who didn't love playing the matching game with Toad? But we could sit here and go over every amazing thing the game introduced. But instead, let's talk about the cool things that are still going on around the game in 2023. There's currently a Super Mario Bros. 3 randomizer race going on. The signups closed on June 10th, 2023, and there are 28 runners competing. Since there are so many different options for randomizers by now, they have selected specific versions with specific modifier possibilities. The first half of the race is already over, and they've started the second half, which is a bracket-style single elimination, with races being decided by the best 2 out of 3. Then the finals and third place decision matches being best 3 out of 5. I don't know if you can hear the grinding that's going on outside. You could probably hear that by now. Now that I have the time to record, they've decided they want to grind up trees outside. So I'm going to do the best I can with the time that I have, but I can't possibly record another time or I'm never going to sleep. Oh man, I missed my tree grinding window. Races are in the any% warpless category, so players must complete all 8 worlds. The tournament is currently on round 2 of 5, so there are still 11 runners in it. The races are currently scheduled for this Saturday, July 29th at 1:05 p.m. Eastern Time. They've been streaming the races on one of the many speed gaming Twitch channels. All the links and other details are in the description below. It's already time for the monthly music and gaming event. This month's event is called Jeweleye, and it's all about games with jewels or gems in them. Whether you collect them, combine them, recharge them, if there's jewels in it, then it's fair game. The event kicks off Friday, July 28th, 2023. No need to check your calendar. That's today. And it's kicking off at 3:30 p.m. Pacific time, with the first game of the day starting at 4 p.m. That game is Crystal Caves on DOS, and it's being played by a streamer named Floyd Mason. Crystal Caves is a side-scrolling platformer that was developed and published by Apogee Software, who is now known as 3D Realms. Releasing in 1991, it was designed by Frank Madden and developed by George Broussard, who later worked on the Duke Nukem series. The day ends with a race that's planned for 8:45 p.m. The runners competing are Beard Strength, Dante 849, Fongers, and Zarkonis. And in case you couldn't guess the game by the runners, the game being raced is Cube on the NES, and they're going head-to-head in the 100% category. And that's just Friday. Saturday is starting at 11:30 a.m. and will include games like Aladdin and Legend of Zelda, with a DuckTales race to cap off the event. And you can watch all the coverage live on MusicNgaming's Twitch channel. Ninja Gaiden is easily one of my favorite games of all time. I've been playing it since I was a kid, and it never gets old. So I was very excited when a friend decided they wanted to start running the game. And their name is Skunky48. Skunky is currently the world record holder in the any% category of TMNT on the NES.
Oh, a fellow chucker, eh?
And when he picks up a new game, he applies all of his knowledge that he's gained from years of running difficult games. In Ninja Gaiden, most runners' first big milestone is getting their ninja license. A ninja license is achieving a time of 12:29 or faster, usually referred to as a sub 12:30. Shortly after learning the run, Skunky started attempts. And on only their 153rd attempt on July 17th, 2023, they not only got their license, but they crushed it.
I jumped. Hooray!
They finished with a time of 12:22, and if that's not crazy enough, 6 days later, he did this.
Hooray!
He managed to get a time of 12:11, putting him in the top 50 in the any percent category. I don't know how low he plans to push this game, and to be honest, I don't know if he does either. If I had to guess, he's just going to continue to have a fun time and see where it leads him. But it seems like he's only just begun with this game.
We've only just begun.
Based off the 1991 movie of the same name, Hook on the Super Nintendo was developed and published by Sony ImageSoft in 1992. The game follows the story of the movie and is an action game where you play as Peter Pan. Thinking only the happiest thoughts, you fly around levels as you set out to rescue the kidnapped children from Captain Hook. Recently, a streamer and runner who goes by Tetsuo picked up the game, with their first submitted time on SRC being July 12, 2023. That time was a 16:43 in the Beat the Game category, which appears to be the only category. After spanking the wig off Captain Hook, they finished with a time of 15:23, but the run was retimed to a 15:22. That puts them into 9th place on the leaderboard after only 435 attempts. Tetsuo has run all sorts of games from Demon's Crest and Super Ghouls and Ghosts to Friday the 13th, and they even have a world record in The Simpsons Bart's Nightmare, which this tree grinding is kind of a nightmare as well. Now the question is, how low will he go?
So happens, I am a lawyer.
Kill the lawyer!
I'm not that kind of lawyer.
Speaking of Super Ghouls and Ghosts, a streamer and runner who goes by Sumono33 is a top level runner for the game. They submitted their first time to the Beat the Game Normal category on February 21st of 2021. At that point, their time was a 49:05. This game is considered to be one of the most difficult games, and Sumono has been pushing down their time over the past couple years. When they last got a PB in the game, they were in 8th place with a time of 33 minutes on September 24th, 2022. That wasn't until July 26th, 2023, when this happened.
よしこれは来たと思います振り返ったらタイムストップ
お、全部当たった。
よーしよー
They finished with a time of 32:57, becoming only the 8th person ever to get a sub 33 minute time and putting them into 7th place. I have a feeling they're going to keep improving their time, but either way, I'm excited to see what happens next. Sumono is a Japanese streamer, but they have a translator application that runs in their chat so you can follow along in English and Japanese. Not to mention, look how cute that snail character is.
体内でビタミン D
今日花エスキャッチありますか？
そうそう
And that's what we got for you this week. As always, there's tons of things I want to cover, but there's only so much time in the day. It's been a really busy week, but I'm still having a fun time, even with the tree grinding going on. The one thing you can't get back is your time, so thank you for spending your time with me, but also take some time for yourself. Mental health is incredibly important. Even just taking a moment to sit and exist goes a long way. My name is Stuff is Stuff, and this has been episode 45 of Weekly Retro Stuff.